Hello everybody and welcome down to Yard Central. I've got a little project on, as I often have little projects on. I'm building a box. Now, one caveat, I'll tell you now, I cannot weld, okay? I can stick bits of metal together but I cannot weld. Let me show you what I'm building. It's a box. It's going to be a cargo box for the back of a tricycle. As you can see, the steel is not new. This came off a pile of junk. It used to be the bars for a garage roof. As a demonstration of how I cannot weld, look at that. Oh, shocking. There's going to be a lot of grinding going on here. Look at that. Whoa, shocking. See, told you I can't weld, but I can stick bits of metal together. And, amazingly, I'm sticking these bits of metal together in a very ramshackle fashion. But so far it seems to be square, which is kind of amazing. But tools that I'm using are one crappy little welder, super cheap eBay job, one crappy little grinder with a grinding disc and a cutting disc, and that's about it. You can see the bars here on the floor as they were, kind of like that, and obviously I've been cutting bits off and what have you. This is what it's going on to. So forgive the noises in the background and the poor nature of this video, but you know, I'm on a rush because I've got other work to do today, so I'm just doing a bit while I can. This tricycle was used for advertising boards. It's never been a rickshaw or a cargo trike to date, but clearly it's designed to be as such, because they're all a standard sort of thing with various different things on the back. This is where the advertising board's fitted to, and that is where my rear box over there is going to fit to. So that keeps things nice and simple. Should be able to get a decent load in that box once it's all done. In terms of the machine, what it is, I've got no idea of the brand. They are sort of Cycles Maximus is one brand of these, but I don't know. If you want to buy one of these new with an electric motor, they cost about £4 grand. This one came to me via eBay for 300 quid. So I thought it was worth a punt at that sort of money. Things I've had to do to this since getting it. I've had to fix up the disc brakes. It's got rear discs on there. Oddly, tricycles have all their braking power on the front wheel. Now the front wheel's got a V-brake. The back discs, of course, when it's empty, if you grab a fistful of them, you'll just slide down the road. You know, just like a car, the brakes need to be weighted towards the front. But anyway, they've put great big discs on the back, so that's fine for when it's got a load on it, or to use as a parking brake with an elastic band. It's not a problem. But those are big Magura disc brakes. They're more like a moped brake. Yep, big Magura. And that's exactly what they are. So they are coupled up. So it comes down to a splitter here, and then they go off to each disc. So I had to refill that with fluid because one of them was leaking, and obviously when I got it was empty of fluid, but that's all fine, bled those, no problem at all. I also had to put on a new shift lever. This is a 5-speed Sturmey Archer lever, which is mated to the 5-speed hub, which is tucked in under there. There you go. So you've got primary drive to this hub, and then it goes off via this chain to the right hand wheel. there is no differential. It only drives on the one wheel, which is a bit cheap, but it'll have to do. Hopefully with the load on it won't sort of like skip too much and things like that, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. With it being a length, with the length of it, it's 8.5 foot long. The fact that it only drives on one wheel doesn't really cause too much issue in that regard, because one-wheel drive trikes have a tendency to want to always pull really badly to one side if they only drive on the one wheel, which is blooming annoying. But because this is a slow speed long wheelbase thing, it's about 8.5 foot long total. That's not much of an issue. So there we go. Time to get on with building my box. Progress report. As you can see, the box is together. This bit at the back here, there's one side panel there, one side panel there. They're both going to have reflectors and lights on. This bit here is removable for making loading easier. Obviously that needs finishing off how that's going to work, but there you go, that's the box. It's 1 meter in each direction and 45 centimeters high, so it is 0.45 of a cubic meter, so that's pretty cool. The weight capacity of this thing is going to be huge. I mean, it's designed to take big fat American adults, or big fat British adults for that matter. So it's designed to take 2 people, hugely fat, carrying stuff. So you are working at over 200 kilos of load capacity as a general rule. These are moped spokes. They are like a 2-ply tyre, so they're a heavyweight tyre. Everything about this is built solid, and I'm sort of continuing that vein. I'm quite pleased. We are up to the stage where I have a box on the back. It's mounted on. I had to weld up some tabs to mount onto this existing tab here, and another one there, just on there. So that holds that down. It's also held there, although that was just like a temporary fix because I realised that I wouldn't be able to get a bolt in underneath because of the main axle under there. But up at the front we're bolted on here and here, and so things that remain to be done. Clearly it needs all this old paint grinding down and you know, finishing up, neatening up my welds and things like that. I need to find and weld some form of hinge, cut the hinges on. So this bit's obviously the door I want to fold down and out. I've got some bolts for the top, but I'm thinking if I can find some real small bolts, same sort of diameter as this, that would be better. Just a bolt across there, sort of more like a rabbit hutch type thing. If I can find some, I'll use them. I'll weld them on if I can find something sensible. But yeah, then it's a case of boxing it out inside, framing it up. I've got the timber running along there, as you can see underneath, so that's all ready to go. I've got some flooring timber. If I can, I'm going to use up my old Forever Gardens sign on the back of it, because I think it will fit quite nicely on that middle panel, and then with the reflectors and things either side, it should look quite nice. So in short, it's coming on, it's getting there. I've got still quite a bit of time to spend on this. it's basically, I've been down here all day now. It's 20 to 5 and I am pretty hungry.